It's been a day since Netflix unveiled their whole password sharing thing that comes into effect in the coming days, where, you have to log in at your home device every 31 days or within 31 days. And you have to if you're traveling, you have to get an email or get a code from Netflix for a 7-day pass to access your account when you're traveling at a hotel or whatever. It's a mess of Netflix's own making. And I was in conversations. I put it out there on social media asking people, what percentage of people are affected by this? Like, are you paying for your Netflix and sharing it with others? Are you sharing somebody else's? How many people have complaints about this for whatever reason? And the feedback was mostly the same. People share their accounts with their family, with their kids who are off at college, or their grandparents and parents who might not be able to afford it for whatever reason. They're retired and they have a fixed income. So the thing at the core of this is Netflix perceives password sharing as they are losing money because not everybody's paying for a subscription, which on the face of it is fair. There are probably lots of people who could pay for a subscription and don't because they're sharing the passwords. That's a given. Okay? That's an entirely separate thing, however. The thing is that there are plenty of people who are using the service who may not be able to afford it. Especially in this economy, nothing's cheap. The cost of everything is going up, and some things have to go, and Netflix is a luxury. All the streaming platforms are luxuries, let's be honest. And there are alternatives. So, how does the thing with all the complaints online is ultimately, as much as people will complain on social media and they'll write angry emails and angry letters and they'll do the things that people always do in these situations, the only effect that Netflix will listen to is going to come down to money. If people are, which some people are canceling their subscriptions, then they're going to lose money. The other metric that goes into this that I don't think, or at least I suspect, Netflix may be under what's the word I'm looking for? May not really think about, I guess, or under considering, is the effect it's going to have on viewership of their content. When all of these people get locked out from the shared accounts, viewership is going to nosedive, even for their most popular shows. And what's that going to mean for investors? What's that going to mean for other companies that want to put on the platform? If they see the numbers have bottomed out because of all the people who were sharing passwords and now not watching content, that's going to affect what content they're going to get for the platform, whether they're going to invest more money. Because if subscriptions are cut and viewership drops significantly, then production houses are going to take their content to their competitors, to Disney Plus and Amazon and HBO and whatever other ones are coming up, because things are consolidating and moving, and HBO's going through a whole other thing with Discovery. That's another topic entirely. So, but still, the fact remains: if people aren't paying Netflix, aren't going to subscribe on their own because they either can't afford to or they don't want to, or they're canceling their subscriptions, Netflix is going to lose money. Netflix is going to lose viewers. That's going to impact content. If it's enough of an impact, then we may see a reversal of this policy, but I would not expect that for at least a year, unless it's significant enough that it majorly impacts their quarterly results by enough that they're in danger of really losing investor confidence. And, a lot of production companies pull out from providing content and walk out of their contracts, or don't renew contracts and don't renew licensing for content. And Netflix content withers as a result. then maybe that'll happen faster, but I expect it might be a year or two before we really see an impact. So what it comes down to is what you as a consumer can do is what people are doing. Cancel your subscriptions if you feel that strongly about it. People are going to do alternate methods of acquiring content from Netflix that doesn't involve Netflix. That I'm not going to say out loud because obviously I can't and I don't endorse. I might understand, but I don't endorse. And the competitors are going to rise up. You know, Disney Plus is adding more and more content. HBO's doing weird things where content is going over to Roku and Tubi for some obscure reason, because Discovery has no idea what it's the guy in charge. We don't know what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing. And then, you know, Showtime and Paramount Plus are merging, so we'll see what happens there. But Amazon is doing Amazon things because Amazon has Amazon money. I think it would be interesting if Google launched its own competitor. And Apple TV, I pay very little attention to Apple TV because I don't own Apple products, and I suppose I could look at it. And being in Canada, I don't have certain things. So we have Crave, which I will probably never pay for because it's too expensive, honestly. Compared to the other ones, Crave is the most expensive, and that includes HBO and all those things. But I'm not really missing anything because there's not that much on there I want to watch anyway. But that's neither here nor there. For every subscriber Netflix loses, somebody else is probably going to gain it because of their, you know, password sharing. They don't care. And, you know, the various other forms and prices and all the things that go with it, and the content. You know, we're going to see content explode on more streaming platforms. Traditional cable days are numbered. Let's call it what it is. And most of the quality productions are going to streamers. Or premium cable, which are basically streamers at this point anyway. So, I kind of lost track of my point. My point is, Netflix is going to go through some significant financial loss in the next couple of years unless they really come up with something to capture the attention. I mean, the diehard fans of Stranger Things will probably subscribe for Stranger Things, but they may not subscribe until the next season comes out. Then you're going to find more seasonal subscribers to content, because if you've watched what you want to watch and there's nothing else you want to see for months at a time, maybe you should cancel your subscription until your show is on there. And then you pick it up a month, binge what you want, and move on. I could see that becoming a very big trend for some folks. Unless these companies up their game, and unless Netflix has a plan to attract eyes and announces some really interesting content that's going to motivate subscribers to either stay or sign on, I think Netflix is going to be in a bad way in a year or two. And they brought it on themselves. As much as, you know, they might try to say otherwise. Password sharing wasn't hurting their bottom line. Doing this action against password sharing is definitely going to affect their bottom line. But, you know, I could be wrong. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments below. Like, subscribe. It helps, you know, like, subscribe. It helps the channel. We're trying to grow. We're aiming for YouTube partner, mostly in gaming. But I'm going to do more of these vloggy things, talking about pop culture, movies, and all the other shit. And waving my hands, because that's what I do. Whatever. See you later. Take care. Be safe out there, my chums.